Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. My name is Lauren and on this channel we talk about books, and today's video is one of my most favorites to film and anticipated release video. Today we are doing the anticipated releases that I have for the month of August. We are a few days into August, so I think some of these books actually may have been released today. If anticipated releases are something that you enjoy watching, please consider giving this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into the August 2025 anticipated releases. I did scoot back and over a little bit so I could place the books that I talk about right here on the screen for you guys. Okay, the first book that I'm excited about does in fact release today, and it is Girls of the Dark Divine by E.V. Woods. It says, a group of hauntingly beautiful girls have been bound together by a cruel curse, and one of them will go to any length to save them from their violent dance. A breathtakingly gorgeous gothic fantasy about love and control that will never let you go. It sounds like this is like is it Swan Lake? Not Swan Lake. A Black Swan retelling. And Black Swan is already gothic, so I guess it's like it says, in the legendary ballet theater of New Cora, the girls on stage enchant the audience each night with their grace and divine beauty. Before Amberlynn became the show's star, it was her dream to become one of the ballerinas, until she learned the price of their living nightmare. A curse has bound the girls to the show's mastermind, Malcolm, so they must obey his every command. They are controlled by the magic's invisible string that has the power to wield their limbs like marionette dolls. Ooh. Only the commands don't stop when the curtain comes down, and the girls live a life of fear from Malcolm's wickedness and the twisted truth that each dancer is destined to turn to dust when the curse finally consumes her. When the group is invited to perform in the glitzy city of Paralysia, Amberlynn knows this could be her best chance to save them all. She meets an elusive boy made of shadows with a magical connection to the girls. Together, they work to unravel the haunting truth about their creation and fight for their survival, but the cost of freedom might be too high. And as she dances closer to the edge of darkness, she realizes she might break the curse or break her own heart forever. That sounds just so interesting to me. Another book releasing on August 5th is the third book to the Assistant to the Villain trilogy, The Accomplice to the Villain. I won't get too much into the synopsis because it will obviously kind of like backtail off of the second book, and so if you haven't read those books but you plan to, I don't want to accidentally spoil the book for you. But my mom is reading this trilogy right now. She just started the second book, so I'm really excited for her to finish up the second book, and I will be getting her this third book. That way she can just continue on once she finishes. I think that the covers of these books are super cute. I've only read the first one as well. I have not read the second one, but once my mom is done, I might pick it up. I have like my spooky reads going on for August through October, so it's not something I'm super worried about right now, but I am excited for this third book to come out and just complete the series here on my own library shelves. Another book releasing on the 5th of August is The Fallen and the Kiss of Dusk. This is the fourth installment to the Crown of Nyaxia. I can't really call it, I guess it's a series, but like 1 and 2 are a duet, and then 3 and 4 are a duet, but they're all interconnected. So this is book 4. I have read book 1 and 2. I have not picked up the third book. I've heard really mixed reviews about the third book, so I'm interested to see what people are going to say about book 4, but either way, I'm really interested, and that does release today. So if that's something that you are wanting to continue to read, just know the 4th book has released today, August 5th. Another book releasing today that I'm really excited about is Mistress of Bones by Maria Medina. I just think this cover is absolutely gorgeous. Necromancer Azul del Arroyo only wants one thing: to steal her sister back from death by reclaiming her sister's bones, but the emissary of the Lord Death will do anything to stop her, no matter how alluring he finds her. And then it goes on to talk about like kind of like the political history of where they live, how the gods have been quiet and now they're reawakening. So I definitely think that this book is going to have a lot of lore, maybe a little bit of political intrigue. We've got death as a character in the mix. So I'm really excited to read this book. Oh no, I just realized my mic wasn't turned on, so hopefully you guys could hear me okay, because I am kind of sitting far away from the camera, but it is turned on now. So moving forward, if there were audio problems, hopefully not so much anymore, because I do have a mic right here. It wasn't turned on. But moving on from that mishap, the next book that we have releasing today on August 5th is The Magician of Tiger Castle by Louise Sachar. Apologize if I pronounced that incorrectly. This book is described as a modern fantasy classic of forbidden love, a crumbling kingdom, and the unexpected magic unexpected magic all around us. Looks like we are following a princess and she is in peril and she lives in a struggling kingdom. Princess, she's being placed in an arranged marriage. We love a forced proximity. So it looks like the princess's father has arranged a marriage between herself and another prince. However, right before the wedding, the princess falls in love with an apprentice scribe. Oh, how funny. So the king turns to Anatole, which is a not so great magician. So the king has ordered Anatole, the not so great magician, to basically convince the princess to fall out of love with this lowly scribe and fall in love with this prince that she has been betrothed to. But the scribe has worked in the castle for 17 years and kind of has like a father-daughter-ish friendship with the princess. And so while he doesn't want to betray the king, he also doesn't want to betray his princess. Oh, that is really sweet. Yeah, it says Anatole is faced with an impossible choice, with one chance to save the marriage, the kingdom, and, of most importance to him, his reputation. But will he betray the princess or risk ruin? Oh my gosh, I feel like this book really, I mean, I know it's called The Magician of Tiger Castle, but so obviously the magician is going to be one of our main characters, but it really feels like the story isn't so much about the princess. It isn't so much about her love life, though that will be like a subplot, I'm sure. But I think that's really cute that our main focus of this story is this middle-aged man who is a failed magician of this castle slash kingdom. What an interesting character to put the spotlight on. I think that's really interesting. The next book we have is The Society of Unknowable Objects. I think that title is really, really fun. This book does release on August 12th. And it says, the world of unknowable objects, magic items that most people have no idea possess powers, has been quiet for decades. But 3 current members of a secret society have remained watchful, meeting every 6 months in a basement of a bookshop in London. Ooh, so we're also in London. I love that. They are pledged to protect their archive of magical items hidden away, safe from the outside world, and keep the world safe from them. But when Frank Simpson, the longest-standing member of the Society of Unknowable Objects, hears of a new artifact coming to light in Hong Kong, he sends the Society's newest members, author Magna Sparks, to investigate. Within hours of arriving in Hong Kong, Magna is facing death and danger. Wow. Confronted by a professional killer who seems to know all about unknowable objects, specifically the one that was stolen from him a decade before. Okay, really cool. It says Madga begins to understand that there are even more in the world who are chasing these magical objects, and that her own family's legacy is tied up in keeping all these secrets under wrap. Magic has always been too powerful to reveal to the world, but Madga will learn there might be something even more powerful. The truth. Ooh, that sounds good. Sounds real good. Okay, this book kind of confused me because it was on a list for August 2025 releases that I looked at, I think on Goodreads. But when I look inside the Goodreads app, the profile for the book, if you will, it says that the hardcover was published October 5th, 2023. So I don't know if we're just getting a revamped cover, if the paperback is being released 2 years later. I don't know, but I am going to include it in this video because I thought the synopsis sounded amazing. So while this book likely, I guess, was not originally published this year, but maybe back in October, I'm still going to mention it because I read the synopsis and I was like, oh my god, this sounds really, really good. So I guess it's kind of cheating a little bit because I definitely saw this book on, I typically just Google into new releases, August, and then the year or the month, and then 2025, and this book was absolutely on the list. I didn't just make this book up in my mind. But when I was coming to look at it just now, I see that it says published October 5th, 2023. So that's kind of weird. Like I said, maybe it's a revamped cover, or maybe we're getting a paperback edition. So I'm kind of cheating, but I feel like I gotta tell you guys about this book, and it is titled Artificial Wisdom by Thomas R. Weaver, and the synopsis I just thought sounded amazing. It says, in 2050, a decade after a heat wave that killed 400 million across the Persian Gulf, including journalist Marcus Tully's wife, now he must uncover the truth. Was the disaster natural, or is the weather now a weapon of genocide? A whistleblower pulls Tully into a murder investigation at the center of an election battle for a global dictator with a mandate to prevent a climate apocalypse. Oh, that's the dryer. Former U.S. president campaigns against the first AI politician for the position, but someone is trying to sway the outcome. Tully must convince the world to face the truth and make hard choices about the future of the species. But will humanity ultimately choose salvation over freedom, whatever the cost? An enthralling murder mystery with a vividly realized future world, forcing readers to grapple with hard-hitting questions about the climate crisis, our relationship with artificial intelligence, and the price we'd be willing to pay as a species to be saved. I thought that sounded so good. So if it was originally published in 2023, I am so sorry. Obviously it was. I don't know why Goodreads would lie. But I was like, you know what? If it's a paperback that's coming out, I'm going to let it count. Paperback 2025 edition. Because I think this sounds so, so good. Another book coming out later this month that I'm really excited about is Warrior Princess Assassin. I have seen this book on so many people's anticipated release videos as well. So I'm sure you've seen it too. So I won't harp on too much about this book, but it does come out on August 12th. It is book 1 to the Braided Fate. I don't know if it's a trilogy, if it's going to be a series, I don't know, but it is book 1, and it is a debut, an adult debut novel by this author, Bridget Kimmerer. I'll have it posted right here. It is said to be an irresistible and steamy fantasy about 3 characters whose paths will collide in a surprising way. So I'm guessing the warrior, the princess, and the assassin are going to be our 3 main characters in this book. So I wonder if we're going to have a love triangle or what. Like if our warrior and our assassin are both men, ooh, that would be steamy. Another book we have releasing on August 12th is Her Soul for a Crown, and I think this cover is giving me all the vibes. Like, I like Persian-y, Bollywood, like I don't know, but I love it. Like, I just think it's so beautiful. I want to be that girl on the cover. And this book is kind of focusing on, or it's like based on Sri Lankan mythology. And if you have watched any of my videos, you have heard me say time and time again that I love a book steeped in lore. I love a book that has mythology in it. I don't care where in the world the mythology comes from. I just love lore. I think that it's so much fun to read. I love whenever you take historical mythology and you place it into a fantasy world and you like just make that come to life on the page. I love that. And in this book, we are following a fierce orphaned young woman with an affinity for poisons and revenge. Ooh, love her already. Who will do anything to end the reign of heartless Rajas. Even sell her soul to the most dangerous cursed god of all, the blood Yaka Yiri. Riri. Help me out, you guys, with that. It's R-E-E-R-E, so Riri. Think so. I feel like I'm going to be like Googling how to pronounce a lot of these names and words because I'm reading the synopsis and I'm already like, I don't know how to say that. So I'm not even going to read anything further because we're going to be struggling with dialect throughout this entire synopsis. But I think this book sounds amazing. I think the cover is gorgeous. I love that it's got mythology twisted into it. I've never read any Sri Lankan mythology before, so that is really exciting. So yeah, I will definitely be picking this book up and adding it to my little mythology collection. Next up on my list, we have Women of the Fairy Tale Resistance. This is another one where I think the cover is gorgeous. And it says the forgotten founding mothers of fairy tales and the stories that they spun. This is basically just recognizing women authors of fairy tales. I mean, everyone knows the Brothers Grimm or Grimm fairy tales, and obviously those are men. And this book is kind of exploring a sisterhood of writers who defied the patriarchy and launched a literary craze with their feminist fairy tales. And this book is a compilation of their stories. And so I think that sounds really phenomenal. Something that I think I need to have. Another book that I have on my anticipated reads is Himmlock in Silver by T. Kingfisher, and I totally missed an opportunity to get this book. I could have added this book as an add-on to my August book of the month, and I just was moving too fast. I wanted to hurry up and make my choice, and I just missed the opportunity. That just goes to show that you just need to slow down sometimes in life. But either way, I will purchase this book. I love T. Kingfisher's writing, and I think that her fairy tale-esque retellings are just like spooky and gothic, and I don't know, they just do something for me that just, I'm like, I will purchase whatever she puts out. I will purchase it. I don't care. I always enjoy her books. I think the only one that didn't quite do it for me, I found it like a little boring, was Nettle and Bone. And I by no means disliked that book. It just wasn't as, I don't know, as pizzazzy as some of her other books that I've read. But I still would recommend that book, but just maybe to a particular audience. But either way, I will be purchasing this book, and I'm really bummed that I missed the opportunity to get it through Book of the Month. If you haven't already put in your August picks yet, I highly recommend adding that one to your box because it is an add-on for like $12. So yeah, I'm like kicking myself that I missed out on that opportunity. Oh, and about Hemlock and Silver, this is like a dark retelling of Snow White. And I don't know if I mentioned, but this book will be released on August 19th. Next on my list is no, that's not what it's called. A Liar's Twisted Tongue. This is book 1 in the Fated Blood trilogy by Caroline Cusinelli. Oh, love her last name. That's a fun name to say. She sounds Italian. This book is expected to release on August 26th, and it says her power will kill her if he doesn't first. Desdemona Althenia, that's a name, has spent her life in the shadows, hiding the volatile magic that could kill her if it's ever unleashed. Born into the lowest rank of society, she survived by her wits and her willingness to deceive. But when fate traps her within the brutal walls of Visnatus Academy, okay, so we're in an academy, it also offers a dangerous chance. Power for the first time within reach. Prince Lucian lives beneath the weight of a rotting empire and the ruthless grip of a corrupt family regime. Desdemona's, that is like a mouthful of a name. We're gonna call her Desi. Desi's untamed fire could be the key to his freedom and her chance to master the magic that might consume her. But as their fates entwine, the lines between ally and enemy blur, and they're caught in a deadly game of ambition and desire. There's more, but it's kind of long. I'm not going to read all of it because that just in itself sounds delicious. Another book that has me intrigued that is releasing this month is The Secret Book Society. This one is releasing August 26th. It is by Madeline Martin. And it says, a captivating new historical novel set in Victorian London about a forbidden book club, dangerous secrets, and women who dare to break free. Ooh, yeah. London, 1895. Trapped by oppressive marriages and societal expectations, 3 women receive a mysterious invitation to an afternoon tea at the home of the reclusive Lady Duxbury. Ooh. Beneath the gentle facade of the gathering lies a secret book club, a sanctuary where they can discover freedom, sisterhood, and the courage to rewrite their stories. So this book is going to be following the women of this book club, I guess their trials and tribulations through life in 1890s London, and I guess like the power of books in community and how books can bring community. I love that. That is lovely. The last sentence of the synopsis is spicy. It says, their courage is their only weapon in the oppressive world that has kept them silent. But when secrets are deadly, one misstep could cost them everything. Wow. I'm here for it. I'm really here for it. Ooh, next on my list is easily one of my top 5, if not top 3 anticipated releases of all of 2025, and that is Catabases by R.F. Kuang. I am so ultimately freaking excited for this book. It comes out on August 26th. August 26th, for this reason, cannot get here soon enough. I am so excited for this book. It is about graduate students journeying to hell to save their professor's soul, and like just the journey of that journey. And oh my gosh, it just sounds so good. It says, Alice Law has only had one goal: to become one of the brightest minds in the field of magic. She has sacrificed everything to make that a reality: her pride, her health, her love life, and most definitely her sanity. All to work with Professor Jacob Grimes at Cambridge, the greatest magician in the world. That is, until he dies in a magical accident that could possibly be her fault. Grimes is now in hell, and she is going after him. Yeah. Sign me up for that ride. I want to be first in line. And last, but certainly not least, we have Until the World Falls Down by Jordan Lind. Again, I apologize if I'm pronouncing that last name incorrectly. This book does release on August 26th as well. So I feel like August 5th and August 26th are really busy days for book releases. I wonder what that's about. But basically, this is kind of like a Beauty and the Beast retelling. It says it's a spellbinding, sexy, romantasy debut about a woman with a broken heart, the seductive immortal who imprisons her in a magical labyrinth, I always say that word wrong, in a magical labyrinth that may be her salvation and the dangerous attraction that could destroy them both. Her freedom or her heart. For 48 hours, she'll lose one. Oh, her freedom or her heart. In 48 hours, she'll lose one forever. When a brutal betrayal leaves Nell heartbroken and alone, she makes a desperate wish for love, recklessly offering anything in exchange. Her plea is heard by Enver, an immortal as wicked as he is beautiful. He sweeps Nell away to his castle and seems to exist out of time. He sweeps Nell away to his castle that seems to exist out of time and presents her with a bargain. Escape the labyrinth within 48 hours or surrender to eternity as his lover. Every step deeper into the castle reveals hidden truths about herself and the curse that holds Enver captive. Torn between her desire for love and the dark being incapable of loving her, Nell faces an impossible choice, and her time is running out. Oh my. That's definitely Beauty and the Beast vibes, and I love it. Alrighty, you guys, well that does it for the anticipated releases of August 2025, at least on my anticipated reads list. If there are any books coming out this month that you are excited about that I did not mention today, go ahead and let me know down below. There are so many books coming out every day, every week, that there's no way to mention them all. And sometimes I do miss books that I would actually be interested in. It happens all the time. I go into the bookstore and I'm like, what is this book? I totally missed this book, and it's a new release, or it was released a few months ago and I have never heard of it before. So let me know down below if there's a book releasing that you think I would like based on like the vibes that I give, you know. I'm always down for book recommendations. If you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe. If you made it this far in the video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. That would really be appreciated. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.